What's up, everybody, and welcome back. I'm Prime, and today I'm going to be going over Marav. He's the new Soul Dance Season Discount Invoker. I have mixed feelings on him, but we'll get into that. First, we're going to start off by briefly going over his spells. Invoke Remembrance. It's an area damage of 400% of his attack. Ghostly Barrage. It randomly fires projectiles at random targets. And Disembody. It dodges everything but beam damage, and that's a blue spell. And then Spectral Resist. The way that works is it resists multiple towers at once, and then you can toggle that off and gain some health back, and then when you toggle it back on, you also gain health back. But the issue with that, or the trickiness of that, is that it does have a longish cooldown, so you have to time it right, otherwise you won't have your resist when you go into the next island. Oh, I forgot to mention, I have Xandra on as well, but Xandra is not set up for an invoker, so she's just giving the 24% rage as well as the 3% attack and HP, and then she does have Hausen's gear, so that's pretty helpful. All the attack gear is maxed out, and then the HP gear is middle of the pack. So we're going to go in, do a couple of attacks, and see what we think. I've flown some, but not a ton. So 734 million, that's probably a good place to start. I mean, most dragons should be able to, I think, go from 507 to hit a 734. My main problem with this dragon is I don't see the utility. So I like dragons that have, like, if they're not a mythic dragon that can take out a whole base, I like, well, that wasn't ideal. I like towers that, twice. Alright. I like dragons that, you know, can offer something. Like, for example, Dross can set up bases. There's plenty of other dragons that have utility. Kralos, he can take out select towers as well as do a little bit of damage or moderate damage to a large portion of the base. So that's very helpful. Marav, if he's attacking up, I'm not exactly sure what he brings. I'm sure that I could get that perch with that other shot, but I don't have the placement very good so far. I also forgot to put the resist back on, but there's no towers there. Might as well use all the spells. Alright, so that wasn't that bad. I didn't fly particularly well, but that wasn't that bad. That's what you would expect, at least what I would expect. Because his spells kind of have him designed to be more of a solo dragon. At least that's my take, because that's what I was trying to get to. He's not a setup dragon. He's not a cleanup dragon. So I think he's mostly set up to be a solo dragon. Obviously, they can't make him as strong as a mythic, but I think there's some issues with him that we'll see here, most likely. Let's see. Okay, these are some weak 300s. Let's see. Just trying to find something around... that's a little high and no blues. I need it to have a blue mage to properly show the issue. Find something good here, though. Eventually. Someone has to have a base. It's like the longest I've looked for an attack so far. Okay. 1.38 billion. I'll hit this one. I don't love it, but I'll hit it. So 56. I'm gonna, I think, try to use the full clip on that blue to try to take it out, but where the real issue comes with Marav is if he can't take out that blue with one full clip, he's dead. He doesn't have a ton of hit points, so really, that's my main issue. If Disembody was a white spell, this dragon would be much better, because then you could use 2 full clips, and I still don't think it would be, well, it'd be very strong, but I don't think it'd be crazy overpowered. But being that it's blue, it does make it extremely difficult. So let's see what we can do here. Alright, so far so good, nothing out of the ordinary. I'm going to save this full clip. I'm going to try to get the whole thing off. Alright, well, that could have been worse, I guess, but he just doesn't have enough of a punch, because you take the hits while trying to get the blue down. So you don't really have a good way to cycle through hitting the blue. Like then you would want to hit the blue quickly, cloak, and then hit again. But he doesn't have the strength to do that against towers that are not even that much higher power, because that was 1.38 billion. That's not that crazy. So I think that's my problem with this dragon, is he's not set up to do any one thing particularly well, so it makes him very strong against similar level bases. Also, this defense power is really low because I have my construction rider with no gear on my base right now for the fortification event. But anyways, that's my problem with Marav. He doesn't have one thing that he does really well. I'm not saying that I'm flying him as best as somebody could. I'm sure other people can fly him much better. But I just, like, for example, he did just get through the blue, and I could have done much better with my shots and or toggled resist and maybe kept him alive through that. But the idea still stands. That actually wasn't the best example, because the real idea is you hit a blue with a full clip and you can't get through it. I was able to get through that one because I guess their HP gear wasn't as good as their attack gear, so it seemed like it was going to be an amount I couldn't take, but I could. But when you can't take out a blue, you're just dead. So I think that's kind of my problem, because then he has 0 use. I guess his use is to attack similar strength bases, or a little bit up, but not much up. He's probably extremely strong for lower level players, and by lower level I mean like probably 150 and below-ish, maybe even 200 and below, because then it starts getting to people with really good gear and stuff like that when you start getting a little over 200. So I don't know. I'm not sold on him, but I'm gonna keep playing around, and if I change my mind and or learn to fly better with him, then I'll do another video and I will show you that. But my feelings on him is you should get him because he's a discounted dragon, and the prizes from those branches greatly benefit you in terms of your progress in the game, so I think it's worth it for that alone, regardless of the dragon. The dragon himself, he's okay, but he doesn't do any one thing well, and so for that reason I don't think he's gonna be someone that I use very much, because I don't like to have to attack people my same size. Howazin can attack significantly up. Obviously that's a mythic versus a legendary, but then, I also get a lot of use out of Dross and Kralos in certain situations, and I can't think of a situation on a higher level base that Marav can really assist me very much. So for that reason, I don't intend to use him as much as I use the rest of those dragons that I named. But I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like, comment, subscribe for my future War Dragons attacks, and have a great day.